Good morning, my wonderful people. Welcome back. Yesterday, I spoke of intimacy in terms of these fundamental principles, if you remember. At the heart of intimacy is always expansion of consciousness. I want you to remember that tagline. Just keep that tagline. And if with your partner you are doing one or more of any one of these, if you're nurturing, if you're practicing kindness, if you're practicing freedom of the other, in addition to freedom of yourself, if you're allowing the other person to be as they are, and other person should allow you to be as you are, if you are practicing empathy with one another, we go through situations of life. All Mahadashas is covered in this channel. You can see what periods each one goes through, right? So you practice empathy. Don't try to pretend understanding, please. You cannot truly understand the other. There are 8 billion people on this planet. Each one is living in its own universe, in its own time frame, in its own soul evolution path. There's so many things, isn't it? And also, if you're practicing vulnerability, being open without ego, being vulnerable in front of the other, because all in all, we are just human. Don't try to make it something godly here, okay? Consciousness is expanding. Your consciousness and the consciousness of the other is having an expansion whenever one or more of these are being practiced. This is a practice, this is a choice. Intimacy is one of the great gifts of humanity. The other animals may not be that intimate. Other animals and primates, they are all basically functioning from instinct. We all know this. They are not having these kind of gifts. So humanity, man and woman, in this case, intimacy can be practiced, it can be chosen and woven into the fabric of our daily living, into the fabric of our society even. You can apply all these concepts even to our society and the way we structure our living. Is it centered around this, I ask you? So think about this. But today I want you to get deeper. I'm introducing a deeper layer about which planets. We are talking about Mercury, Venus and Moon, isn't it? So what role does Mercury, Venus and Moon play in terms of intimacy? See, Jyotish is a very holistic science. Every planet has multiple meanings, multiple significations. So let's see that in a bit. So on your screen in front of you now, you have 3 planets: Venus, Moon and Mercury. Now I have listed the qualities and characteristics which will closely relate to intimacy. Since we are speaking on the topic, what does each planet provide in Jyotish, in Vedic Astrology, in terms of intimacy? Now, everyone has all 9 planets and points and ascendant and all the rest of it. How you apply it depends first upon the depth of your knowledge about it. If you don't know what the planet stands for, it's just a symbol. It doesn't mean anything in my life, you might say. So let's examine what it is. Venus, in terms of intimacy, what does it stand for? Your value system, your eyes, your inner perception. What is your inner perception? Inside your deepest psychological point, inside yourself, how do you perceive the world in terms of beauty? Because Venus is aesthetic sense. What is your aesthetic sense like? It has a color. Everybody has a Venus in the chart. The colors change. So inner perception is Venus. Sexual organs are Venus. Libra. Value system is Venus. Taurus. All these are tied very closely in Jyotish. Why it is given certain houses even. The creation of beauty is Venus. You might look at all the ancient civilizations, especially as ancient as India, for example, one of the oldest, maybe the oldest. You see all these grand temples, intricate carvings, fantastic temples, like feats of engineering which we cannot even do today. Some people did back then. You can see the gorgeous temples of India, for example. Why were they creating that as their way of living, you might ask? Well, they were creation of beauty. They were engaging their Venus very powerfully in the world. They were manifesting Venus. They respected Venus. aesthetic sense, all your creation of beauty was appreciated in externalizing that. Even the grand pyramids of Giza, for example, in Egypt. Why were these ancients creating these magnificent structures using Vastu, using principles of sacred geometry and all of this? That's Venus. Venus also stands for the water element. Venus and Moon both are water elements. I'll come to that in a minute. So, water element has everything to do with your body. Your body is 99% water, isn't it? Biologically speaking. So, if you take care of Venus and Moon properly, you're taking care of your water body. You're taking care of how your entire body mind functions because water is running through every cell of yours. Mercury, on the other hand, bottom of the screen, stands for intelligence. It stands for innocence. Mercury stands for children. Mercury stands for playgrounds. Mercury is where things are youthful, childlike. Innocence is Mercury. Play is Mercury. All playgrounds are the karakas of Mercury. If you're living next to a playground, Mercury is very strong in your chart. See there? Play is Mercury. Childlike innocence is Mercury. Skin is Mercury in terms of organ. Skin is Mercury. Nerves are Mercury also. I haven't added that, but yeah, skin and nerves both are Mercury. So in terms of intimacy, it might be touch. It might be how you're touching your partner. Is it appropriate? Is it not appropriate? We teach this to our children. Appropriate touch. What is the right touch? Mercury is that. Mercury is your logical sense. Your analytical mind is Mercury, wherever you're applying. In terms of intimacy, you got to understand your partner. That's what I'm bringing here. Understanding. It also stands for the earth element. It also stands, in addition to the skin, your sense of smell is Mercury. Flowering plants are Mercury. Plants like decorative plants, we have so many these days in our houses. That's your Mercury. Okay? So people put flowering plants. Take care of your flowering plants. Take care of flowers. Flowers are Mercury. Fruit is Jupiter. Flower is Mercury. Okay? The earth element. Everything earthy is Mercury. So if you want to ground your intimacy, speaking in terms of intimacy now, you have to really address the Mercury and how it is functioning in your chart. Everybody has a Mercury. Mercury doesn't disappear from somebody's chart. Let's be real here. So it's the earth element, it's the skin, it's your sense of smell. How are you decorating your living room? Is it perfumed? Is your house having nice perfumes? Do you light a dhoop or a deep, for example? Last comes the moon. Well, it should be the first really, because we are doing moon matching. The same principles which I'm doing for moon, by the way, apply to these other two planets as well, okay? Just so you know. The 1, 3, 1, 4, 4, 10, 3, 11, 1, 7, all these principles I'm explaining. Moon stands for emotional. Moon is your emotional body. Moon is peace. Cancer, the fourth house, is peace. We all desire peace in whatever we are functioning, more so in intimacy. You do not want to be partnered and have a battleground. That's not what the object was to begin with. Nobody wants this. Why are we doing that is the question then. The lack of understanding is where I'm coming from. Moon is peace. Moon is the heart, your heart center of your chest. That's moon. That's your subconscious mind also. Very deep. That's why moon powerfully, your chart means a person is highly intuitive. Moon aspected by Ketu is seriously intuitive. Okay? Moon is your emotional intelligence also. What we call emotional intelligence in mainstream psychology is moon in Vedic astrology. And it is the water element. So Venus and moon both are water elements. What's the difference? In terms of physical reality, moon is the flowing water. Cancer is flowing water like rivers, like waves in the ocean. Venus is more like the element of water itself, H2O. Venus goes to the DNA level, the molecular level of things. So, Venus and moon put together. Mercury stands for the earth element. Mercury stands for trees. This is why people feel most peace when they go to places where river is flowing. If you want to improve all these three planets, go stick your feet in a river, in a flowing river next to the stream in a forest. See, this is why we love forests. This is why we love oceans, because it has all these elements. Palm trees next to the ocean, Venus, Moon, and Mercury, all three together. Now let's see the details of the nakshatras. Now we come to the last good match of Mrigashira, which is to say, lady's Mercury, moon is in Mrigashira, and the man's moon is sitting in Ashwini Nakshatra. If you remember the rules, I'm trying to match Ganas first. Gana has to be matched. Don't try to mismatch the Ganas, it'll be a disaster. So, what does this dynamic gives us? Let's briefly run through it. Mrigashira in Gemini being a one of curiosity, questioning, a lot of mental movement, so pay attention to Mercury also here. Dialogue driven bonding, adaptability, networking, and ideas exploration. Mrigashira is like the constant investigator paradigm, you might say. Ashwini in Aries is highly moving. We saw this in Ashwini, isn't it? Speed, instinct, courage, action first, emotions later, kind of. Very driven person. Spark and rapid attachment. Detachment also, if you're not careful. So it gives us the 11-3 axis signature. What does that mean? It's the signature of this relationship which becomes gains to effort. 11th house is the gain, Aquarius, typically speaking. And third from it is effort. Futuristic vision and immediate action. Aquarius is very futuristic minded, technological minded. So this gives us a signification of 11-3 relationship. Signification of future vision versus immediate action is Ashwini. Ideas exploration, Mrigashira, versus execution, Ashwini. Friends to lovers tone. These are friends who become lovers. Momentum based bonding. That's another signature of this relationship. This is a growth based movement axis. Intimacy builds in this kind of a relationship by doing, by trying, by launching, by learning together. These are the signatures. You understand the signatures, you can work through this better rather than me going on extensive essays here. Mrigashira stimulates through ideas, conversations, and options, while Ashwini activates through decisions, actions, and first moves. It's an initiator, Ashwini. The keywords here being mental excitement, motivational chemistry, shared goals, fast bonding, and youthful energy. This relationship characteristic is like that. Everyone will change, we'll see that. Ashwini becomes a starter, Mrigashira becomes the connector. Attraction and intimacy tones here being playful, very playful energy, very highly dynamic, high energy, yes, very, very high energy relationship. This is a high energy couple. Sexually spontaneous, very spontaneous, okay? Friendship driven desire. They need to be friends first. They are friends for life, so to speak. Strong, let's do this chemistry. Let's go for it. Very highly dynamic, charged relationship. This intimacy thrives with travel, with projects, with new experiences, exploring different kind of experiences. These two might be even a very highly social bird type couple. Verbal, physical engagement is necessary. The risk factors now. Impatience, scattered focus. See, if your energy is moving too much in this relationship, and you're going to see Mercury, Venus, and other parts as well. If energy is moving too much in a relationship, the risk factor becomes grounding. So scattered focus, too much of going from one thing to another. Emotional inconsistency. This can be the risk factors. Starting more than sustaining. See, there is a grounding element. If there is no grounding element present in a chart, between the two charts, natal Navamsha, man and woman, this can get very scattered. Therefore, it needs more of counseling. Talking versus acting imbalance. There's an imbalance which can be corrected. This is a choice. Intimacy is always a choice. So this relationship could fail if action outruns communication or curiosity avoids commitment. There has to be some degree of commitment in anything, isn't it? Your work, any area of your life, work, family, etc., etc. This is a high growth, high excitement 11-3 pairing, excellent for collaborative efforts. Suppose man and woman are doing different things in a collaborative way. Suppose they are working on projects together. This will succeed. Excellent for collaboration, friendship based love, and for forward momentum. If your life goal is to go, I'm going there, and I need a partner who's with me on this. That's the relationship here. Best for those who value movement, stimulation, shared ambitions, and lively intimacy. Very lively couple. You might have seen those. Not ideal for those who are seeking emotional depth first, stillness, or heavy domestic kind of bonding. It's a selection. What there's a whole buffet of kind of things available for us in our lifestyles. But you have to choose wisely. You can't have a partner who's more earthy and who wants dynamism as well. The two are contradictory, isn't it? I shall see you in the next one. Meanwhile, take care and be safe.